23rd of last seed, 4E201. Day 7. I was all set to visit the farms today, wearing a dirty old sweater and pants that Hulda let me have. But as soon as I set foot outside the main gate, the rain set in again. So back into the town I went. I stopped to visit with the blacksmith, and we chatted for a while. I was impressed with her dedication to the craft. She said that she works the forge every single day, rain or shine. She showed me a sword that she had crafted for the Jarl. It looks impressive to me. Sleek, smooth metal with fine decorative details. I agreed to deliver it to the steward, who also happens to be her father. I decided to walk up through the Wind District on my way to Dragon's Reach for the delivery, since I hadn't seen that part of town yet. It was a nice, clean residential area. The entrance to the Hall of the Dead was also located there. There were intriguing carved pillars outside, so I went inside to investigate. The hall was very clean and well kept, although it did have a musty and slightly moldy smell. I met the head priest, Anders, as well as an odd priestess of Kinnereth who claimed to be studying corpses to learn more about healing. Anders, a devout priest of RK, told me of a special blessed amulet that he accidentally left in the catacombs. He claimed to hear noises that he believed were the dead come back to life, and he did not feel equipped to deal with them without his amulet. I agreed to investigate for him. Honestly, I thought it was some skeevers. I have some experience in skeever chasing, thanks to my little brother. But Anders was right. There were 3 skeletons walking around, wielding weapons and carrying shields. As soon as they heard my footsteps, they moved forward with swords raised to attack. Instinctively, I thrust my hand forward and flames leapt from my fingertips. My flame spell, weak as it may be, made quick work of them. Their bones scattered across the floor as they broke apart, and their weapons and shields clattered to the ground. Seeing the honored dead reanimated and aggressive was thoroughly unsettling, and my state of mind was not improved by watching them fall to pieces in front of me. It took some mental effort to hold myself together. I stifled my shivering, gathered the gear from the floor, and forced myself to continue looking for the lost amulet. After some searching, I found it on a table in the lower chamber of the catacombs. Thank RK, there were no more skeletons to battle. Anders was so happy to have his amulet back that he let me keep a hood I found in the hall. He did owe me a little bonus, since he only paid me 15 gold for all the fear and anguish I experienced retrieving his amulet. The hood was nice and warm, but I will admit that the true silver lining was getting to explore an example of the famed Nordic burial chambers. Fascinating and impressive architecture with primitive artistic beauty. I decided that, frightening and unpleasant as it may be, I might be willing to face a few more skeletons for the reward of studying more ancient Nordic structures. My final task of the day was to complete delivery of the blacksmith's sword to the steward. He gladly accepted it and gave me a whole 10 septums. What a cheap man! Even the priest was willing to part with more for my assistance. The steward said he would wait until the Jarl's mood was more favorable before presenting it. This puzzled me, since Jarl Balgruuf seemed the sort of man who would appreciate the honor of such a gift. Upon further consideration, I suspect the steward's plan is simply a means of creating self-importance. Unlike his daughter, the steward seems rather full of himself. 24th of last seed, 4E201, Day 8. The weather finally cooperated, and I spent the day working at the Pelagia farm. It was hard work, and it tired me more than I'd like to admit. The owner of the farm, Sivario, paid me almost 100 septums to gather crops and hoe the fields. After setting aside what I'd owe for rent and dinner, I was only ahead by about 50 septums, most of which I spent on a small fur tent I found at the Khajiit caravan on my way back to Whiterun. While outside the city, I spoke with the stable master about purchasing a horse. His price is 1,000 septums. Despite my best bargaining techniques and even after resorting to some flirtation, I could not get him to budge on the price. Earning that much gold is going to take a very long time unless I can find some work that pays better. Today marks exactly 1 week from my encounter with the dragon. Thankfully, there has been no sign of him since. I guess I've done pretty well for myself, considering my humble circumstances just 7 days ago. My purse is gradually filling up. I have about 400 septums, so I hope it won't be too many weeks until I can purchase a horse, supplies, and bodyguards. Although I am impatient to start my journey around Skyrim, one benefit of this delay is that I have gotten to know the locals. The townspeople of Whiterun have begun to trust and respect me, and I have fostered some genuine friendships. It will be nice to feel like I have a home away from home while I'm in Skyrim. 25th of last seed, 4E201, day 9. Rain again today, which dampened both my spirits and the plans I had for seeking work at the other local farms. On my way back into the city, I had barely gotten out the gate when the rain hit. I stopped by the blacksmith shop and asked if there was any work I could do for Adrienne. She must have noticed my disappointment and decided to take pity, for she offered to teach me how to make an iron dagger. She even donated the crafting materials. We spent the day working together, and I produced my first blade. A very humble piece, to be sure. But Adrienne kept a straight face and even praised me for my work. It got a little better after she showed me how to sharpen it, but clearly I need a lot of practice. I hope she will have more jobs for me in the coming days. I really enjoy her company, and I think she enjoys mine. Back at the inn, sitting idle, my mind is fretting. Each day without work depletes my savings. At this rate, staying at the inn and buying meals is using up coin faster than I can earn it. I had to stop myself today from rummaging through barrels and sacks looking for free food. I need to be more frugal and probably start foraging or hunting at least some of my own meals. I should also consider camping outside town. I'm just not certain I have the right gear yet. Whiterun isn't very far north, but the nights are pretty cold, and so far it seems to rain more than shine. Hulda noticed my downcast demeanor this evening. She wouldn't stop badgering me until I admitted my worries over coin. She is letting me have the room for free this evening. Divines bless her soul. If it isn't raining tomorrow, I will chop some firewood for her in exchange. 26th of last seed, 4E201, day 10. This morning I spent a couple hours chopping wood for Hulda, and she paid me almost 200 septums. I didn't expect to earn coin, since I was essentially just paying her back for letting me have the room last night rent-free. She promised to pay me 100 gold every day if I will just keep her stack of firewood full. That I can do. Since the weather was warm and clear, I decided to try another farm trip. While the firewood deal is an excellent arrangement, I need to find as much work as I can. But by the gods, it started raining again just as I set foot outside the city. I'm either going to have to give up my hope of earning some coin at the farms, or else prepare myself to work in the rain. This is getting ridiculous. I met Adrienne as I walked past her forge. She remarked again on the dagger I made yesterday. She followed up with an offer to teach me how to make some simple armor, and together we created a hide helmet. Again, she donated the crafting materials for the work, and I am humbled by her generosity. It took the entire rest of the day, well into the evening, but I ended up with a decent piece. Adrienne says I have talent, and she made an offhand comment about hiring me as her assistant. I think she's just being nice about the talent part, but I may speak with her more seriously about the assistant remark. Of course, it would need to be a paid position rather than just an apprenticeship, so I'm not sure it's a realistic hope. Addendum. Hulda took me aside this evening when I paid for my room and extended our original arrangement into an even better deal. She is going to charge me half price for my room and give me, free of charge, some vegetables and simple ingredients from her kitchen to make my own meals. In exchange, I will help with chores such as sweeping, washing dishes, etc. And she still plans to pay me for chopping wood. It is a deal clearly made in my favor, and I will not forget her kindness.